Have you ever heard a story about a guy who was betrayed, framed, and totally forgotten, but was somehow considered a massive success? Well, today we're diving into one. We're talking about Joseph, and his story completely redefines what it means to have a dream, especially when that dream looks a whole lot more like a nightmare. And this right here, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. Success isn't just about getting to the finish line, the palace, the power. It's about who you become along the way, especially in those moments when the destination feels like it's a million miles away. Keep this idea in mind because it frames everything we're about to see. So how on earth does that make any sense? This is the huge paradox of Joseph's life. He's at the absolute bottom, yet somehow he's thriving. He's been wronged at every single turn, but he keeps finding favor. It just doesn't add up, right? But this is the theme of his story, over and over again. Which brings us to maybe the most extreme example of this whole paradox, Joseph as the successful prisoner. I mean, he's been falsely accused and thrown into a dungeon. By any standard, this is rock bottom. But even here, in what should be the darkest place imaginable, his story takes another wild turn. If you step back and look at Joseph's life, you see this crazy pattern. It's like a rhythm. For every terrible thing that happens, there's this surprising opposite reaction of success. Hated by his brothers? But he's his father's favorite. Sold into slavery? He ends up running the entire household of a powerful official. And now, thrown in jail for a crime he didn't commit, he's still put in charge. You gotta admit, his career path is just bizarre. So, what's his latest promotion? He's now the head servant to two of Pharaoh's former top officials, right there in the dungeon with him. It's a step up, I guess, but the location could be better. And this is where his character faces a totally new kind of test. And that brings us to this test of compassion. See, it's one thing to be good at your job when things are fine, but it is something else entirely to show real concern for other people when you yourself are suffering. Joseph has already proven he can succeed anywhere, but can he see past his own pain? That's the real test he's about to face. I mean, really think about it. Joseph is rotting in prison for something he didn't do. He's been there for years. Then these two new guys show up and they're all mopey about their problems. If anyone in that room had a right to throw a pity party, it was Joseph. So what does he do? He doesn't make it about him. He's not so wrapped up in his own misery that he can't see theirs. He serves them, and not just by bringing them food, but with his attention, with compassion. He actually stops and asks them what's wrong. It's such a small moment, but wow, it reveals everything about who he's become. And that one simple act of compassion, that's what changes everything. Because he asks, the butler and the baker tell him they've both had these disturbing dreams. And suddenly, Joseph's unique, God-given gift, the very thing that got him sold into slavery by his brothers, is about to make a major comeback. Now check out his response. This is so important. He doesn't say, oh yeah, I'm great at interpreting dreams. He immediately points away from himself, giving all the credit to God. His confidence isn't in his own talent, it's in his faith. That's a huge statement of humility. Okay, so let's break down these dreams. On the left, we've got the butler's dream, this vibrant vine, 3 branches, and he's actively squeezing grapes into Pharaoh's cup. It's a picture of service, of restoration. But on the right, the baker's dream is, well, it's a lot more grim. He's got these baskets of bread on his head, but he's just standing there as birds come down and eat it all. It's passive. 2 very different vibes. And Joseph's interpretations are just as different. For the butler, the news is incredible. In 3 days, he'll be restored to his old job. But for the baker, the news is absolutely devastating. The 3 baskets also mean 3 days, but at the end of them, he'll be executed. 2 men, 2 dreams, 2 totally opposite futures. Now, right in this moment, after delivering the good news to the butler, we see something new. We see a little crack in Joseph's patient facade. We see a very human, a very relatable shift in how he's handling things. He makes a direct plea. He says, hey, when you get out of here and things are good for you again, please, don't forget me. Tell Pharaoh I'm in here and I'm innocent. He's cashing in the favor, using the good news he just delivered. And this is a real change for him. Up to this point, Joseph has just faithfully done his job wherever he was. But here, you can almost feel him thinking that maybe the divine plan is moving a little too slowly. So he tries to take matters into his own hands. And we've all been there, right?
that temptation to try and help God out because we're just tired of waiting. This decision, to put his hope in a person instead of just in his faith, leads to the final and maybe the most gut-wrenching test Joseph has faced yet. He is about to become both faithful and forgotten. And that's the ultimate trial, isn't it? What do you do when you've done everything right and all you get back is silence? So, just like Joseph said, 3 days later, it all comes true. Pharaoh has a big feast, the butler gets his job back, and the baker is executed. Joseph's interpretation was perfect. His connection to God was real. You can just imagine his hope must have been soaring. This is it. And then, nothing. This right here is the gut punch. The one person who could have helped him, the man Joseph showed compassion to and asked for just one favor, completely forgot him. The hope is just gone. The silence from the outside world must have been absolutely deafening. He wasn't forgotten for a week or a month. The silence stretched on for 2 full years. That's 730 days. That's how long Joseph sat in that prison after the butler was freed. Can you imagine? Every single one of those days, waking up wondering if today was a day the butler would finally remember. Imagine the weight of that, the slow crushing of hope. And this, right here, is the ultimate lesson. This is what the source material calls the perfecting of character. It's not built when everything is easy. It's forged in the fire, in the waiting, and just hanging on when you feel totally abandoned. It's the hard, painful work of continuing to believe that you're not forgotten, even when all the evidence says you are. So that leaves us with this final question to chew on. When we face our own moments of feeling overlooked or let down or just completely forgotten by the people we thought we could count on, how do we see it? Is it a dead end, a reason to just give up? Or could it be something else? Could it be the final exam that forges the kind of character and faith that you just can't build any other way? That's the challenge Joseph's story leaves with us.